Back live with you tonight, you're in Focus, and thanks for staying on. The Road Traffic Management Corporation has called on truck drivers to be cautious on the roads. This after 2 crashes claim 15 lives in Limpopo and KwaZulu-Natal on Friday and Saturday. For more on this, we're joined now by RTMC spokesperson Simon Zwane. Simon, good evening, and thank you very much for your time. 2 road crashes that claim 15 lives just this weekend alone. Never mind all the others that have been reported, at least since the start of the week. These collisions are still continuing to happen. What are we doing that is not right, or what are we doing that we should be doing a little bit better?
Yes, it's extremely concerning that these collisions are still happening. What we are not doing correctly as motorists is that we are still traveling at night when it's not safe to do so, and we're traveling at night in conditions that are rainy, but we are also traveling at night in vehicles that are not in a roadworthy state. So as a result, we experience tire bursts and brake failures that result in these avoidable crashes and deaths.
Yeah. So one would say there are 2 things that one would need to do there. One is to fix our roads, have better roads. 2, the drivers, of course, need to reduce the speed, a better time of driving, but ensure that there is a degree of enforcement in as far as the roadworthiness of the vehicles is concerned. Are we doing all that?
We are doing all that. What you are not mentioning is also the element of corruption, which is also a big problem. We know that most of these trucks don't have valid roadworthy certificates. In fact, the roadworthy certificates that are displayed have been fraudulently obtained, so the vehicles didn't go in for roadworthy testing. But an arrangement was made with roadworthy testing centers to produce roadworthy certificates for a fee, and we know that these vehicles have not been properly registered to be on the road. You know, the minister about 2 weeks back spoke about that rampant corruption in the DLTCs, and that factor is also at play here. So those are the contributing factors to the state of road safety that we are seeing in these days.
Yeah. What is then the role of the RTMC in all this? What role can you play and assist in terms of intervention?
We are investigating all of these matters of corruption. We've identified certain freight operators and even passenger operators. You can expect that in the coming weeks we will be making announcements about the arrests that we will be making together with other law enforcement agencies such as the Hawks. But we also are coordinating other traffic law enforcement entities in the municipalities and in the provinces to ensure that we can deploy accordingly based on available information and intelligence, ensure that in those times when we know that road crashes are likely to happen, then we are visible on the roads at that time, and we are able to assist motorists to comply with the road, with the rules of the road, but to ensure that there is safety on the roads.
Now, one thing, of course, that we know is that there's going to be wet weather at least for the next couple of weeks in South Africa. But 2, we're also heading towards the festive season, and there'll be a lot of traffic and a lot of movement and holiday makers and so on and so forth. Is there a way from the RTMC side where you have a monitoring mechanism that is able to analyze regularly in real time some of these infringements and therefore intervene before the actual impact is felt?
Yes, we are monitoring traffic daily and identifying areas where we need to make interventions. There are stretches of roads that we've identified as being problematic, and we will be deploying more traffic officers in those stretches of those roads so that there will be safety on those roads.
And as far as debates around the penalties that are being meted out, particularly to those companies and individuals who are found driving those vehicles that are not roadworthy, or those individuals whose cars are on the road that haven't got the proper documentations, is there a conversation around tougher, more painful sanctions, so to speak?
More painful sanctions for those vehicles really is to take them out of the road, or even impounding the vehicles that are on the road and are displaying fraudulently obtained documents. So all of that is in the plan, but there is also a plan to arrest those operators, ensure that they appear in court. You know that in one province, I think in Mpumalanga, we've arrested close to 15 officials at the moment. They will be appearing in court in December, but we want to ensure that when they appear in court, some of those operators that are also implicated in that 60 million rand scandal are also arrested, and they appear in court together with the officials that issued those documents. So that is what we think is going to be a very massive deterrent to those people who are doing these things. But on top of that, we do place admin marks on those vehicles, which means that the operators would not be able to license those vehicles until they've dealt with the issues of corruption that they've previously dealt with. So, and they do come forward when they see that there are admin marks that have been placed there, and then we obtain statements from them, and it is on the basis of those statements that we are able to make the arrests that we are making.
Zwane, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on. Speaks for the Road Traffic Management Corporation, and the work that they are doing to ensure safety of the trucks and freight that is on our roads. Now,